The 2000s brought us some incredible automotive innovations, but not every car that rolled off the assembly line was a winner. Some were plagued by mechanical nightmares, others by questionable design choices, and a few managed to fail on almost every level imaginable. Today, we're counting down the top 10 worst cars of the 2000s, vehicles that disappointed buyers, frustrated mechanics, and left lasting scars on their manufacturers' reputations. But before we dive into this automotive hall of shame, if you love classic cars, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Let's get started. Number 10. 2001 to 2005 Pontiac Aztek. When Pontiac unveiled the Aztek in 2001, they believed they were creating the ultimate crossover SUV. What they actually created became one of the most ridiculed vehicles in automotive history. The Aztek came with a 3.4-liter V6 engine producing 185 horsepower, paired with a 4-speed automatic transmission. It could seat 5 passengers and offered front-wheel drive as standard with all-wheel drive as an option. But here's the thing, the mechanical specs weren't really the problem. The Aztek was actually reasonably reliable and functional. The issue was the design. With its awkward proportions, excessive plastic cladding, and front end that looked like it was designed by multiple teams who never spoke to each other, the Aztek became a punchline. Pontiac projected selling 75,000 units per year. In its first year, they sold just 11,000. The styling was so polarizing that it overshadowed the vehicle's practical features, like the versatile cargo system and available camping package. Number 9. 2004 to 2006 Chevrolet SSR. The SSR, which stood for Super Sport Roadster, was Chevrolet's attempt to create a retro-styled convertible pickup truck. Sounds interesting, right? The execution, however, was deeply flawed. Initially powered by a 5.3-liter V8 producing 300 horsepower, the SSR was heavy, weighing nearly 5,000 pounds. In 2005, Chevrolet upgraded to a 6.0-liter V8 with 390 horsepower, but the damage was already done. The SSR's fundamental problem was identity crisis. It wasn't practical as a truck, the tiny bed could barely hold anything useful. It wasn't great as a sports car, the weight made it handle like, well, a truck. And at a starting price of over $42,000, it wasn't positioned as an affordable toy either. The retractable hardtop was impressive engineering, but it added weight and complexity while reducing the already limited practicality. The SSR sold poorly from day one, with only about 24,000 units produced over 3 years. Number 8. 2007 to 2009 Chrysler Sebring. Chrysler needed the Sebring to compete in the competitive mid-size sedan market. What they delivered was a car that seemed outdated the moment it was released. The base engine was a weak 2.4-liter four-cylinder producing just 173 horsepower. Upgrading got you either a 2.7-liter V6 with 189 horsepower or a 3.5-liter V6 with 235 horsepower. All were paired with either a 4-speed or 6-speed automatic transmission. But the powertrain was the least of the Sebring's problems. The interior was a disaster of cheap, hard plastics that looked and felt bargain basement. The design was bland and uninspired, lacking any character whatsoever. Consumer Reports rated it as one of the worst sedans you could buy, citing poor reliability, uncomfortable seats, and subpar handling. The 2.7-liter V6 engine was particularly problematic, known for sludge buildup and catastrophic failures. Number 7. 2001 to 2003 Ford Explorer Sport Track. Ford took their popular Explorer SUV and tried to create a sport utility truck by adding a short pickup bed. The concept had potential, but the first-generation Sport Track was plagued with serious issues. It came with a 4-liter V6 engine producing 210 horsepower mated to a 5-speed automatic transmission. 4-wheel drive was available as an option. The Sport Track's problems were numerous. First, it arrived during the massive Firestone tire recall that affected Explorers, immediately damaging its reputation. Second, the short 4-foot bed was nearly useless for actual truck work, making it neither a good SUV nor a capable truck. But the real issues were mechanical. Owners reported transmission failures, electrical problems, and engine troubles. The 4.0-liter SOH V6, while reasonably powerful, was known for timing chain tensioner failures that could destroy the engine if not caught early. Number 6. 2000 to 2005 Cadillac DeVille. Now, the DeVille had been a Cadillac staple for decades, representing American luxury. This generation, however, was plagued by a problem so severe it damaged Cadillac's reputation for years: the Northstar V8 engine. The DeVille came with a 4.6-liter Northstar V8 producing either 275 or 300 horsepower depending on the trim level. It was paired with a 4-speed automatic transmission and featured front-wheel drive. On paper, the Northstar looked impressive, high-tech, powerful, and sophisticated. In reality, it was a maintenance nightmare. The engine was notorious for head gasket failures caused by a fundamental design flaw. The head bolts would pull out of the aluminum block threads, leading to catastrophic coolant loss and overheating. Repairing this properly required either expensive thread repair kits or, in severe cases, complete engine replacement costing thousands of dollars. Number 5. 2003 to 2008 Hummer H2. The H2 was GM's attempt to capitalize on the military Hummer's image while making it accessible to civilian buyers. What they created was excess personified, arriving at the worst possible time. Under the hood was either a 6.0-liter V8 producing 316 horsepower, or from 2008, a 6.2-liter V8 with 393 horsepower. Both used a 4-speed automatic transmission, initially upgraded to 6-speed later. It weighed over 6,600 pounds. The H2's problems were both practical and philosophical. Fuel economy was abysmal. Expect 10 miles per gallon in city driving. The massive size made it difficult to park and maneuver in urban environments. Visibility was terrible, with huge blind spots. Built on a Chevrolet Tahoe platform, it cost significantly more but offered less interior space due to the thick body panels and narrow cabin. The interior quality didn't match the $50,000 plus price tag, with cheap plastics and questionable build quality. Number 4. 2001 to 2005 Ford Escape. The first-generation Escape was Ford's entry into the compact SUV market, competing against vehicles like the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4. Unfortunately, Ford delivered a vehicle that couldn't match its competitors in quality or reliability. Engine options included a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder with 127 horsepower, a 3.0-liter V6 with 200 horsepower, and later a 2.3-liter 4-cylinder with 153 horsepower. Transmissions were either a 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic. The Escape's problems were extensive and well documented. Transmission failures were incredibly common, particularly in V6 models. Owners reported complete transmission failures often before 100,000 miles, sometimes much earlier. Throttle body issues caused stalling and erratic engine behavior. The power steering system had a tendency to fail suddenly, creating dangerous situations. Brake problems were frequent, including premature wear and reduced effectiveness. The interior was poorly designed with cheap materials that fell apart quickly. Wind noise was excessive at highway speeds. The ride quality was harsh and uncomfortable compared to competitors. Number 3. 2003-2005 Dodge Neon SRT4. Now this one's controversial because the SRT4 had genuine performance credentials. The turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder produced 215 horsepower initially, upgraded to 230 horsepower in 2004. It was genuinely fast for the money with a 5-speed manual transmission. So why is it on this list? because everything surrounding that engine was problematic. The SRT-4 was built on the regular Neon platform, which was never known for quality. Build quality was terrible. Interior pieces rattled and broke, exterior panel gaps were inconsistent, and paint quality was poor. The turbocharged engine, while powerful, was fragile when modified, which many owners immediately did. Stock examples had issues with the timing belt, which could fail catastrophically. The clutch was weak and often needed replacement early. But the biggest problem was the demographic it attracted. The SRT-4 became synonymous with reckless driving and poorly executed modifications. Number 2. 2000-2007 Ford Focus. The Focus replaced the aging Escort as Ford's compact car, and initially received positive reviews for its European-influenced handling and design. However, chronic reliability issues destroyed its reputation. Engine options included a 2.0-liter four-cylinder with 110 horsepower initially, upgraded throughout the years, and a 2.3-liter four-cylinder in performance models. Transmissions were either a 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic. The Focus suffered from an incredible list of problems. Transmission failures were extremely common in automatic models. The dual-mass flywheel in manual transmissions often failed, requiring expensive replacement. Ignition coil failures left owners stranded repeatedly. The power steering system would fail, particularly in cold weather. Engine mount failures caused severe vibrations. The fuel system had multiple issues, causing rough running and stalling. Electrical problems were constant. Window regulators failed, door locks malfunctioned, and dashboard warning lights became permanent fixtures. The cooling system had issues leading to overheating. Number 1. 2004-2009 Chevrolet Malibu. General Motors needed the Malibu to compete in America's most important segment, mid-size family sedans. Instead, they delivered a car that seemed designed to drive buyers straight to Honda and Toyota dealerships. Engine options included a 2.2-liter four-cylinder with 144 horsepower, a 3.5-liter V6 with 201 horsepower, and a 3.9-liter V6 with 240 horsepower. All used a 4-speed automatic transmission. The Malibu's problems were comprehensive. The 4-speed automatic transmission was outdated when the car launched, while competitors offered more advanced 5- and 6-speed units. The transmission was also prone to failure, particularly in V6 models. Engine problems were common, including intake manifold gasket failures in V6 models, causing coolant leaks and potential engine damage. Power steering failures occurred frequently. The electrical system was unreliable, with various sensors and modules failing prematurely. The interior was filled with hard, cheap plastics that looked and felt terrible. Build quality was poor, with squeaks, rattles, and trim pieces falling off. The seats were uncomfortable on long drives.